welcome to my channel. My name is Noelle and I am so excited about today's video. Today is going to be regarding mine and my husband's trying to conceive journey. So I do want to put out a disclaimer. This video will be a TMI. If you get squeamish or you just don't want to watch anything regarding trying to conceive world, please, this might not be the video for you. So I will be talking about my period, what mine in my husband's sexy time or in the trying to conceive community, what they call baby dance, kind of things that we have tried, what we are wanting to try, and in the future, some of our appointments and things like that. So I will be doing a video every Friday regarding our trying to conceive journey. So first things first, let's talk about my period. So, my period actually has been very irregular growing up. I would have a period every 2 weeks. Sometimes I would have a period every 6 months. Kind of just depended. And there was some times that I would actually have a period for 6 months straight. It was never on time and I could never track it. And it really had some concerns for me. So I went to my doctor and when I was in high school and they said I was anemic. And so they recommended putting me on birth control. I really didn't want to be on any hormone supplements or anything like that. So in high school and college, I decided not to do any birth control other than condoms and stuff like that. But when I was about 23, 24, me and my husband decided, hey, I know we want to be together forever, but we don't want to have a baby right now. So we wanted to go on birth control to see if it will help regulate my cycles. So I was put on the NuvaRing, and it actually really helped for my period. I would actually get a period every 28 days. Or if I didn't want a period, I could take out the NuvaRing and then put it right back in, and I wouldn't have a period. Now, if you're on the NuvaRing or you want to try the NuvaRing, please consult with your doctor before you do that to make sure that is the proper procedure for you. Everybody is different. But that was a thing that me and my doctor said that was totally fine to do. So knowing a little bit about my periods and going on birth control, when we decided to start trying to have a baby, I felt that once we took out the birth control, I would go back to my irregularness. And I was actually surprised when we took out the birth control in December of 2017. My periods actually were pretty regular. I had a period every 26 to 30 days, give or take a day or two. And it was not super heavy and it wasn't super light. It seemed pretty normal. I didn't get a lot of clots or anything like that as well. So me and my husband, we decided, hey, for the first couple months, we want to just try but not try. We didn't want any stress regarding trying to conceive at that time. If it happened, great, we were ecstatic. But if it didn't, we wouldn't be too hurt. So we did that for about 3 months. On the third month, we went to YouTube to see some things that our other couples were trying to do to have a baby. Some things we saw were people trying the CO or CoQ10, making sure we're on prenatals, iron supplements. There is a lot. And there was even a couple of videos of women eating the pineapple core to help implantation supporting implantation. Sorry, and when we were watching those videos, I didn't want to do all of the things at once. We wanted to take a couple of the things that the women were doing to see if that would help my body. So I was on a prenatal. I started that taking that when we pulled out the birth control. Also, I tried the CoQ10 or this CoQ10 supplement, and then I tried an iron supplement. I don't know the dosage; it's just a recommended dosage on the bottles that you can get from your local drugstore or any other grocery stores. So I did that for about months, so around 6 months of us trying to conceive, I was still doing those medications, but now I tried the pineapple core. Um, that is actually really chewy, and me personally, I did not like it. It was disgusting. But if you want to try it, definitely leave a comment, or if you've actually tried it, leave a comment of what your experience was the pineapple core, if it worked, or if there was anything that you did that made it a little bit more enjoyable to do. Please leave a comment. So around the 6 month, I did the pineapple core, plus the other medication that I was already on, for about 3 months, and my period was still regular at that time. So about 9 months, I was having a regular period. It was a lot different than what I was used to, but on the ninth month, um, that's when we kind of sat down, me and my husband, and we talked about, hey, this still hasn't been happening. Maybe we should go to the doctors just to see if we're doing everything all okay. And we said, hey, let's give it a couple months. The internet and some research states that healthy couples take about 6 months to 12 months to have a baby. So we said, let's try to continue to do what we're doing. On the 12th month, if it hasn't happened, we'll make an appointment with my OBGYN. So that's what we did. On the 11th month, though, my period got absent. I was normally getting a period 26 to 30 days, but at this point, I was late. I started to think I was very pregnant because I was about 5 days late. I was getting some symptoms. My boobs were hurting. I was getting very bloated. And some things like that. And so I took a test. It did turn out to be negative. Then I took a test every single day, and the piano stick addict saying is actually real. I took a test every single day for 92 days. And being late about 92 days, I called my doctor because it was the first time I was this late in my life, since being on birth control. And we wanted to just see kind of if everything was okay down there. So I scheduled a pap smear, some blood work just to make sure if there was, I was pregnant and it just wasn't showing up on the test, that a blood test would be able to pick that up. So when I went to my first doctor's appointment, my pap smear was completely normal. Also, my blood work came back normal as well. HCG level, or to test if you're pregnant through blood work, was negative. It was a 0. So I was not pregnant at the time, and didn't really feel like I had any answers at that time, to see why I was missing my period. My doctor decided, let's do an ultrasound. Let's see if everything is looking normal inside you. So when I did the ultrasound, they did see my uterus is kind of a heart shaped. They said people have it. It's not very rare, but it is not normal. And also, what they seem to see is little cysts on my ovaries, but they weren't 100% sure. So me and my doctor sat down and we talked about kind of what this means. And he gave me a pamphlet for PCOS. He believes I have PCOS because what seems to be some cyst on my ovaries, irregular periods, and there's some other symptoms. I do gain weight pretty easily. I actually gained 20 pounds while we were trying to conceive. I do get a hair here and there on my chin. Um, and with PCOS, you have to have 2 or 3 or more symptoms to be able to be diagnosed with PCOS. So, not every PCOS person who has it is the same. So, I might do a video on this at a later time regarding what PCOS looks like for me, and kind of a little bit more about what PCOS and infertility and fertility means. So, stay tuned. Just check out my vlog. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, just do that. And so when I come out with that video, you'll be able to be notified that is happening. So going back, so we sat down, we talked about what PCOS meant for me, and what my doctor wanted to try, and he was very hopeful. He said, "Hey, PCOS is a very scary word, but I'm hopeful that we will be able to conceive." So, what we're going to do for 3 months, we are going to take metformin. Metformin helps any person who has PCOS because when you're PCOS, you are insulin resistant. So metformin helps regulate that. Also, he wanted to put me on a fertility med called Clomid. What Clomid does is it actually helps your body to be able to ovulate or release an egg. So, um, the dosage for Clomid, we decided to start with the lowest, which would be 50 milligrams, and I was to take that from days 3 through 7. On the seventh day, about 10 days later, is when I should be ovulating. And then metformin, I should be taking that every single day, which that was a 500 milligram dose. So I did that um, for 3 months. The first 3 months, I didn't ovulate whatsoever. And I knew I wasn't ovulating because I picked up some ovulation predictor kits or OPK'S. And what OPK'S do is they test to see if you're ovulating. If you do a digital or like a clear blue digital one, you'll either have a circle, an empty circle when you're not fertile, a blinking smiley face when you are in your fertile time, and a solid smiley face when you're in your peak optimal fertility. Within 24 to 48 hours, that's when you should be ovulating. Now, if you do the cheapy test like I did, you would get two lines that are the same exact color if you were ovulating. So within, or darker, one line would be darker. And when you're going to be ovulating 24 to 48 hours. Now, there is a test line and a control line. I don't know which one it would need to be. I believe, and don't quote me if you're wrong, I will do research and put it down below. But I believe it is the test line needs to be darker than the control line to know that you're ovulating or getting close. So when that line, you have your solid line always, and that other line, and the control line, I believe, this test line, sorry, the test line is getting darker, that's when you're getting closer to ovulating. So I did the cheapy test, and I would do that every single day after I took my last pill of Clomid. And it would get dark, but it would never get the same darkness or darker than the control line. And so I knew I wasn't ovulating. So we did that for about 3 months. On the third month, I had a follow up appointment with my doctor, and we talked about kind of what's been happening. I wasn't ovulating, some of the symptoms I was having from metformin and Clomid. So we decided, hey, let's bump up Clomid, keep metformin the exact same, and let's put Clomid on 100 milligrams and see if that actually gets your body to ovulate. So we were going to do that for another 3 months. And in that 3 months, I was to do a period tracker just to see when I'm supposed to start my period and kind of when I should start ovulating. So, and I was still going to do those OPKs. So the first month, I did the OPKs and I did the Clomid. You take 2 pills because they prescribe you 50 milligrams at once. So for 100 milligrams, you'll get 10 pills instead of 5 pills. So days 3 through 7, I took 2 pills each for Clomid. My metformin, took it every single day. And the first month, I actually got 2 solid lines. So I knew I was ovulating. Then I got a period 27th day, around there is when I got my period. I was hopeful because it worked. I ovulated. And I got my period. I was still a little bit bummed because we weren't pregnant. However, it felt like it was going in the right direction. So I was really excited. So we did the next round. Same thing happened. And this time I had a lot of symptoms. My boobs were hurting, I was bloated, I was cranky. My dear husband, I am so sorry. I was a monster at this time. I didn't want to eat, or I wanted to eat everything. Some things sounded great, some things sounded horrible. I was even nauseous. And I really thought I was pregnant, because when you go on the internet, this is a lot of the same symptoms pregnant people have. It also is some similar symptoms to PMS. So your body kind of can trick you to thinking you're pregnant when it's just PMS symptoms. But I really thought I was pregnant. And so when I got my period on day 29, I was very down and hurt. It was a hard time for me and my husband, because at that time we were trying to have a baby for about a year and 5 months. And it felt like we were in the same place that we were in the beginning. And it started getting a little nerve wracking, and starting losing a little bit of hope. So we decided, hey, before I go to my doctor's, I had a doctor's appointment 1 month after. Let's not do any medication this cycle. Let's see how your body goes. I'm going to be focusing on health, getting my body back into optimal shape, and watching what I eat. A little bit about me with my health. I'm a thick girl. I'm a little bit bigger. I don't eat bad food. Like, I don't eat any candy. I don't drink soda, or eat a bunch of junk food. However, I have a problem with portion control. So I will eat a lot of the good stuff, or lots of one thing at once, and it's really hard for it to lose weight and or maintain your weight. And at that point, when we were trying to conceive, I lost all my motivation to go to the gym. I think it was a lot of stress regarding trying to conceive. So at this point, we wanted me to get back into the gym, or I wanted to get back into the gym. So I've been doing that for about a month, and I've seen a change in my body. I'm less irritable. Bloated is going down. And also, my period is starting to regulate by itself. So we decided 1 month without any medication. So when I went back to my doc's appointment, it was on the 6th of June, so almost 2 weeks. Today's the 21st. So a little bit coming up past 2 weeks. And when I went to that doctor's appointment, I told him, hey, I haven't been taking any medication. He was fine with it. He's like, I totally get it. If you don't want to take any medication, kind of regulate your body, I think that's a really good thing to try. So what he wants us to actually do is schedule a HSG. What that is, to see if I have any blockages in my tubes. So what they'll do is they'll do iodine through my fallopian tubes. And while they're doing that, we're going to be taking an x-ray to see if there's any blockages. Also, for my husband, he is actually going to get a sperm analysis. Yes, it's been about a year and a half, and we probably should have got him tested a little bit sooner. But with me having PCOS, we really didn't think that he would have any problems. He's a very healthy person. He's not overweight. He's not underweight. He's a very healthy person, so we didn't really feel like it would be him. But at this point, we decided, hey, it might be a good thing for him to get checked just in case. So we'll be doing that soon. And I will be doing the HSG test as well. I will probably do a video regarding both my husband's sperm analysis and the HSG test, so you guys can understand kind of what happens, and kind of what the next steps are for us. After we do the HSG test and his sperm analysis, my doctor wants to refer both of us to a reproductive specialist, or an infertility specialist, to see kind of there's some other things that we can try. We did talk about doing either an IUI, which we might do a video later on, possibly IVF, and me and my husband, on a side note, have been talking if we go to the reproductive specialist and it doesn't happen, possibly looking at doing foster care, or adopting, or both. and kind of seeing if that's the best option for us. Um, I'm excited to see kind of where everything goes. I do apologize. This video was very long. My other videos shouldn't be this long, but this was just a lot of information at once. If there's anything that you guys have tried or want to try, and you've heard some good reviews, or you think that would be good for me, if you can just leave a comment down below, I will definitely check those out. I am looking Vitex. So if you have tried Vitex, if it's worked for you, success stories, if it hasn't worked, anything like that, just leave a comment down below. I will do a video if I do decide to do Vitex, and see how the symptoms and everything goes. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. I'm excited to have you guys with the journey. If there's one person that I can help, or one couple I can help based off of my videos, that would mean everything. So I want to say thank you guys, and I will be doing a video every Friday. So if you haven't already subscribed, if you want to hit that subscribe button, also if you haven't liked the video already, if you want to hit that like button, and there is a little bell that will notify you when I have videos every Friday. So if you want to click that button as well to be notified, it's actually a really cool feature. I will be doing that video every Friday. So I want to say thank you guys so much for watching my video, and until then, thank you guys so much, and toodles.